There's some news. We're going to start with the board game news, so buckle in, folks. Or perhaps you might say, hold on to your butts.
All right.
Because we're talking about Jurassic Park, which just had a board game announcement from Mondo, the people who made The Thing. And we now know, via the Board Game Geek Twitter, that there is another Jurassic Park board game coming out this year. This one is from Ravensburger, and it is called Jurassic Park Danger. And it is strictly based on that first movie, Jurassic Park. You will have one person playing as the dinosaurs, and everyone else will be playing as the people. Sort of like the Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, this is the reboot of Jurassic Park 3 board game. Yeah.
The island survival game, of course, that is famous.
That we have done a video for.
Yeah, very popular game. But again, that's first movie. So this, first of all, this is weird because Ravensburger, known for the games like Tikal and others that are, I feel much more kind of the Euro side of games. Certainly,
they're not your Cryptozoic.
Yeah, I don't think, if they've done licensed properties before, it's few and far between, so that's weird. It is also being developed by a company called Forest Pruzan, something like that, and they have actually done a ton of licensed games, mostly like for younger kids kinds of games that we haven't talked about or heard of, but they did very recently work on the Harry Potter Hogwarts deck building game. So they do have that under their belt. So that's something to be said. And again, to go into a little more detail, the little that we have, one player will control the T-Rex Dilophosaurus.
So they actually said, they didn't say Velociraptor.
And Velociraptor.
Oh.
I paused because I was looking at you like, which one is that? Is that the spitting one? Okay. All right. And the rest of the team, they're trying to escape the island.
Yeah, Dilophosaurus is spitting. I was mixing up with Deinonychus, I think, is what the Velociraptors actually are. Because, like, real Velociraptors are about the size of a chicken.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what other dinosaur was in that movie. Was that the only one? Well, besides the Triceratops.
Of the ones that I think caused
predators.
A lot of problems. Yeah, the predators that we saw. Like, I mean, there's plenty more that are, like, small and in between, or just, like, you see in the side.
Anyway, you can see, I'll put up the picture of the board and the components they put up. It does kind of look like, it looks like a map of the park, which is what the other game looked like. The Mondo game, it sounded like, was more, not quite as tied to the first movie. Maybe I'm misremembering, but it sounded a little more like, one team was the company itself. It sounded like it wasn't necessarily reliving those exact events, but maybe it is. I don't know. So, I don't know. What do you think about two Jurassic Park games in the same year?
It's definitely interesting. Like you said, if taking more of the company role is definitely different from this. I could see this being. I mean, after playing The Thing, I'm definitely much more excited because the game was great and the components were amazing.
Yeah.
We'll see what these two bring. The other thing to point out, though, is it's not Jurassic Park, but Dinosaur Island is, in essence, making a Jurassic Park, and that is a lot of fun.
And that just came out in the past month.
It made it, back at the end of 2017. So part of me is like, I am going to compare it to that and be like, I love the fact that it actually has the literal Jurassic Park logo on it, but that might capture the feeling of having the park and stuff more. Yeah,
it's an interesting thing because, even though, of course, people love Jeff Goldblum and the characters from the first movie, what people really love is T-Rex. So I don't feel like it has quite the same, whereas like, just first theme that came to my head, like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer game versus just a game about vampires, there's a clear demarcation of, oh, well, I love the characters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I feel like with this license, Dinosaur Island could compete a lot just because most of the franchise's strength is the dinosaurs themselves.
The big difference in the other two is the Dinosaur Island has a park. It's more of just running the park and stuff and less about the horrors of when things go wrong. Because, people get eaten in that park game all the time and you're just like, I lost some money. That's like, you just shrug it off.
Right. Par for the course.
But I still want a good game. Like, I think if I were to take out the old Jurassic Park 3, Dinosaur Island board game, and Dino Island, and say, which one do you guys want to play? They're going to go towards Dinosaur Island.
I would hope so, yeah.
So, it really comes down to the game mechanics. But you're right. The problem is the T-Rex is not a copyrighted thing.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Yeah, it's interesting. And it's also harder to like, I feel like it's harder to be like, oh, you're Grant, so you, like, they don't have like special abilities. I guess like, oh, you know more, maybe you can track the dinosaurs.
It's not like, oh, the superhero and stuff is like, you're the quick one, you're the strong one or something.
Yeah, where there's very obvious ways to change your character plays. But 2 games in the same year, both from companies that we like and are excited to see more from, and plus you got, of course, Jurassic World 2 comes out this summer, but no game based on that movie or the last Jurassic World, which is kind of interesting. I have to imagine they're timing these releases because of that movie.
They finally learned to rein in their marketing department so they don't spoil the entire movie months in advance of products.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
No, it's not. We're going to learn before.
So look forward to that Jurassic Park game. If you enjoyed this video, it was just a snippet of our full-length podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel every week. So please go ahead, like, and subscribe for more board game-related content coming at you in the future.
And don't forget to check out rollforcrit.com, where we actually sell a lot of the games we talked about, as well as post news and all our other videos. Until then, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this is Roll for Crit.